Listen, my hair is absolutely clapped right now, so that's why I'm wearing this cap. I don't want to look like a complete loser on this banger of a video. In the past few months, me living in India, or rather, wherever in the world you see, there has been lots of concerning moments when it comes to democracy. Very concerning moments. If you believe that you live in a democracy right now, you are absolutely wrong. The most latest cases I would give you, all these kids blowing up people in their cars. We had the Pune incident. You know what's happened right now? It's been around 1 month since that event happened. Do you see it anywhere in the news? Do you see anybody protesting about it now? It's done. They swept it under the rug. And now that kid's gonna walk free. There was a crash just like this one in Ahmedabad a few months ago. A guy in his Jaguar came and he blew up 10 people just on the road. He was driving the Jaguar at 150 kmph. Same thing. Nowhere in the news. That kid is walking free right now. They do all this bullshit in the news. Oh my god, arrested, this. They hype it up in the first few days, and then they sweep it and they push it under the rug. That's one incident of democracy not being there, because clearly the law doesn't apply to somebody that is influential or has lots of money. I was talking to my granddad the other day. He's a lawyer. I asked him, if somebody wanted to put you in jail right now, could they do so? He said yes. He said the law only applies for poor people. That's literally what he said, coming from a lawyer. Now, if you don't want to believe a lawyer, believe me in the next half an hour where I'm going to explain to you everything that's fucked up with the democracy right now in our country and around the world as well. Okay, so let's say you are living in a democracy right now. Okay, it is a capitalist nation with no monopolies. It's a mixed kind of economy where monopolies aren't allowed, yes, but competition is induced, and freedom of speech is there, and you have the ability to express yourself in whatever way possible. Okay, that is a democracy. For some reasons why China isn't a democracy, well, there is no voting. But then you might say, then how is Russia not a democracy? Voting happens even in Russia as well. But we'll come on to that point in a bit. People think that just because there is a voting system in a country where the leaders are elected by the people, it means that the country is somehow democratic. That's not true, because even Russia has a voting system, and Putin has been in office for like 2 decades or something now. That is not what a democracy is. I think even in North Korea, voting must be happening. The biggest scam of democracy in the modern time is the voting itself. While, yes, you do vote your leaders in, what they do in office is completely out of your control. Or even you don't even have a say in it unless you are directly associated, affiliated, you are in connect, you have influence with those politicians in office. That is literally how the economy is working right now. Why would somebody that is voted in office create laws to benefit other people? If you were allowed to cheat in an exam and you are guaranteed to never get caught, or nobody ever tells you anything, would you do that? Yes, you would. Literally everybody would. So how are you telling me that somebody that is literally in charge of a country, in charge of a state, in charge of a district, you think they're not going to cheat to benefit themselves? How is 95% of BJP and Congress politicians crorpatis? They have a net worth of 1 CR or more. How, like, can somebody tell me that? Like, aren't they given a salary or something? How are they even making money? Who's giving them this money? The system is rigged against the common people in literally every country in the world. If we talk about United States as well, it's not a democracy. Just look at what's happening right now. These politicians are millionaires. Literally, they are millionaires, and they are closely working with other companies that are really influential, telling them what the hell to do. It's literally what's like, not if a poll would be taken in, let's say, USA. If a poll would be taken on in USA, should we stop the Ukraine war that's happening? Every citizen, 80% of citizens want the war to stop. And yet the people in office continuing to send in missiles, supplies, army, whatever. In every country in the world, so quote unquote democracy, we have lost the ability to hold people accountable. The politicians that you vote, there is no way for you to hold them accountable. That is literally their job. And you've seen in India, protests happen, this happens, that happens. Is anything ever done? Truly, is anything ever done? Despite protests, despite this, despite that, unless there is some influential figure behind that protest, is anything ever done? And in some cases, protests are even being suppressed right now. You cannot even freely protest about things, which takes us on to the next point. Freedom of speech is being killed live as we speak. In every country, they say freedom of speech, but there is one class of people that if you piss them off, you're not allowed to say that. In the Saudi Arabian countries, in the Middle East, you cannot insult Islam. You cannot insult that religion. You cannot insult Allah. In India, you cannot really, you could get away with it, but you cannot insult the Hindu gods. On the street, if you say, Are Ram Pagal hai, this and that, I don't mean that. But you cannot say that because you will get destroyed. You will get killed for it. Okay, you can say everything else. But when it comes to this, no. No freedom of speech. In USA, they used to be strict like this about Christianity. But now it's about gay people and LGBTQ. If you insult LGBTQ in any way, if you insult Black Lives Matter in any way, you get cancelled. You get criticized. There is no more freedom of speech for you then. In certain countries, if you insult feminism, or it's not even about insulting, it's just about having an opinion that is against the narrative that they are pushing. Where's the freedom of speech gone now? See, so this is what I'm telling you. Freedom of speech is not a thing. Because the moment you say something, when you truly freely say something, there is always one group that's going to criticize you. And they are themselves believers of freedom of speech. They are pushing the LGBTQ narrative. Why? Because freedom of speech. Sure, you can say that. But then when somebody criticizes that, they find that offensive. That's not how the world works. That's not how a democracy works. And you can see this being played out in every facet of the economy. We have every single day more and more things like reservations in colleges, jobs. In colleges, for example, you have a female reservation quota. You have these minority quotas, this and that, reservations. What's the need of that? It takes away opportunity from the people that are honestly working hard. If everybody is equal, if everybody, they say men and women are equal, okay, then why are you having reservations for females? Does that mean they are inferior, that they need a reservation? You know what happens when you create reservation in an economy? It creates division. Because let's say I have entered a college or a job just through my merit. Okay, I scored a 99% and I'm in the college. Now anybody else that I look at who hasn't done that, even though they got 99%, but I will feel like, अरे ये तो लड़की है, इसको तो just ऐसे ही college में ले लिया. It creates more of what you are trying to cancel out. What your original goal was equality. You just created more division. Because for the people that are actually doing it, actually putting in the work and getting those jobs that are really hard to get, one gay motherfucker will come in the office just because he's gay. They need to have this 20% gay workforce, labor force. And because of that, now you see all LGBT people as bad people, even though they are very skilled. In your mind, it doesn't make sense, because you're just thinking, how has he gotten he, she, it, they, them, whatever? How has that thing gotten a job when I worked way harder and this guy is on the same salary as me in 3 months, while it took me 3 years to get to the same salary? Can somebody explain to me what's going on? These are socialist ways of running a country, or running an economy, running a business. This is not the capitalistic way. This is not the democratic way. This is not the free way, the most beneficial way, because it clearly is trying to close out the gap between certain minorities. Now, if there is a certain minority that is dirt poor, by all means help them, get them, like give them at least a strong base to stand up on. But if you say no, all black people, they are inferior and they need, more money from the government, they need more work opportunities, no, that makes no sense. I don't know if you've heard about the telecom bill of 2023. I don't know if they've passed it out or not. This is India I'm talking about. This new bill will allow the government to suspend all forms of telecommunications. They can suspend a singular person's telecommunications in a case of a national emergency. And we all know how easily manipulatable, and we all know how easily we can manipulate that. I told you at the start, if you are in power, you are sure to abuse it. In this telecommunications bill, they have access to OTT platforms. So if something is released on Netflix, for example, that they disagree with, they can ask Netflix by law to remove that thing. They have access to your messages, all your social media websites and applications. They say WhatsApp end-to-end encryptions. That's all bullshit, complete bullshit. They have access to that now. I don't know if this law is in effect. This bill was definitely passed. I don't know if it's in law yet, but this is the shit they're doing right now. They want more and more control, and they are doing it across the economy. What is FASTag? Yes, it's a very convenient technology, but have they ever said anything about privacy? About how they will not misuse this data that they are collecting from FASTag? Think about it. If you piss off the government in any way, okay, and we've seen this many times, it happens. It doesn't even mean that you've done something wrong. Just if you just piss off the government, you just piss the wrong people off that are in power, that they're not supposed to be in power, and you piss them off. They now have the ability to track your car wherever you go. So you cannot leave your own district even. If you leave the district, boom, FASTag, your number plate comes, boom, you're caught. Digi Yatra. What bullshit of a technology is that? They say it makes air travel faster, more convenient. I couldn't see that happening. Like, why do you need DigiYatra? Why do I have to take a photo of myself every time I enter an airport? Is this how much you want to control the population? Is this how much you want to control the population? What happened to the days where, I'm not saying compromise security. This is no way, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, where is the privacy of the people gone? And people are just dumb enough to not even think it's a problem. They're just saying, oh, DigiYatra, wow, 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 it's so fun. Oh, I can travel faster. No, you can't. You still have to reach the airport 2 hours earlier and this and that. You're not traveling faster, nor are you saving any time, nor is it more security. It is security, but it's like it's security that is being abused. Who knows what's happening behind closed door? We know that the sometimes we know how shit the security systems of the governments are. Have you ever visited an Indian government website? Have you seen how shit it is? Like the design even. So do you not think so do you think the security is top level? No. I bet you my Aadhaar card is there with someone right now. They everywhere we go, show your Aadhaar card, show your Aadhaar card. So this is what I've done. Whenever you go outside, never show anybody your Aadhaar card. They ask Aadhaar card, no. Show driving license. And if you're young enough, just say, I don't have Aadhaar card. Just I don't. They don't need that shit. Aadhaar card is sensitive information. Literally everywhere you go, you're required to give it. Required to give it. Boom, 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 boom. And they're abusing this data. So remember, laws are always made for the benefit of the lawmakers and their friends. If you're not a friend of a lawmaker, there's no point for you to even vote, because your life will not change in any way. It's not possible. Unless you have links with the government, if you have a business that is directly being affected by the government in charge of the country, there's no reason for you to vote. That's why I don't vote. It's just pointless. Because they're all crooks, they're all criminals. Have you not seen the percentage of politicians that have a criminal charge against them? whether it's pending or it's been like, accused. You saw this in COVID-19 as well. What the hell was that? A normal sickness, and they shot everybody with that bullshit vaccine. I was lucky enough to realize that bullshit from the start. I didn't take the vaccine. Literally, my entire family was telling me vaccine lay, vaccine lay, vaccine lay, vaccine lay. I'm like, why? What the hell? Like, I'm not some fat diabetic idiot that's gonna die from COVID 19. It's not possible. I eat healthy, I train good, I don't need the vaccine. Literally, everybody my age has taken vaccines, like the COVID vaccine. And we know, and now the vaccine is being exposed. Now there are lawsuits being filed against these same vaccine companies that they lied about their efficacy of their COVID vaccine. So tell me, if a COVID vaccine really was working, why did you have to take a second jab, a third jab, a fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth jab? I've known people that have taken 8 jabs. Isn't a vaccine something that you're supposed to take it once and you never get it? Or 2 times max? What can somebody explain to me that? And the government then has the audacity to tell people that haven't taken the vaccine that they are putting everybody's health at risk. That makes no sense. Because if you have taken the vaccine, you shouldn't be worried about everybody else that hasn't taken the vaccine, right? If I haven't taken a vaccine, it's my problem. I'll get sick. If you've taken the vaccine, you have no reason to worry about somebody else next to you that hasn't taken the vaccine. That makes no sense at all. They're 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 pushing these bullshit arguments and literally and forcing you to do it. Okay, forcing you to do it. We've seen what happened in Canada. The truck drivers, they were banned from crossing the border between USA and Canada if they hadn't taken the vaccine. They protested against it, the truck drivers. You might have known this. And the Canadian government started banning the bank accounts of these truck drivers. Tell me, how is this stuff possible in a democracy? It's a democracy. It's my free choice. I can take the vaccine if I want. I should be able to use DigiYatra if I want, if I don't want. FastTag if I want, if I don't want. This, everything. If I don't want. Why is there so much criticism? Why am I being forced to do certain things in a free economy? If I go out on the street and criticize Modi government right now, those goons will come at my house and not beat up, man, like they'll harass me. And we've seen this. We've seen the unfair jailings of certain politicians. I'm not gonna name them because I'm not too educated on this topic. We've seen the unfair jailings of certain politicians in the past few months leading up to the elections. It's all bullshit. Whereas the same people who put these people in jail unfairly are the same people that have committed crimes themselves. One final thing that they're trying to push is a cashless society. They hate cash because cash is not trackable. I'm telling you, you might have seen certain dystopian movies or read some books, 1984, or you might have read or seen Black Mirror. It reminds you, it shows you a reality that could be possible if a government becomes truly authoritarian. But I see the current reality as being very close to that already. There's CCTVs everywhere, there's face tracking, the phone companies know my location at all times, the government knows where I'm traveling, they know who I'm speaking to. I get ads based on what I'm speaking to my phone. I have to only use UPI. I cannot use cash. Cash is being like really being discouraged by the government right now. They want to know how much I'm spending. They want to know where I'm spending. And you know what? The solution to all of this is literally money. DigiYatra. If I travel on a private jet, there's no DigiYatra. If I if I don't want to use FastTag, I can literally pay 2x the amount of the toll and not have my car tracked. And I just want you to be more aware going forward. Don't blindly trust everything that the government says. The government is not your friend. It's not your mother or your father that is telling you the things that are in your best interests. Your government isn't your friend. Your government is its own friend. They only care about the fucking tax that you pay. If you don't pay that tax, you're a useless person. Absolutely useless person. The World Economic Forum has predicted this actually. They have said that a mass population of so-called useless citizens is going to rise up as jobs are replaced by AI and automation and all these other things. There'll be a massive population that are just useless, no skills, no nothing, absolutely useless. And it's yet to be seen what the result of that will be. Will these useless people rebel? Will they be angry? Will they start killing themselves? Will this mean that crime increases? What's gonna happen? Nobody knows. But they just want to make sure that before that happens, everything is under their control. Literally everything. It sounds dystopian, man, but the paranoid survive. The paranoid survive, man. Like, this is my genuine fear right now. I do not feel safe anywhere I go. Anywhere. Because I know somebody has eyes on me. And if they don't, if they wanted to find out, man, I wouldn't remember what I was doing 15 days ago. But someone that has access to these data points, they have access. They know exactly. They could find out what I was doing exactly at any time. You think you've never committed a crime in your life? You think really if you piss someone off that they have nothing on you? What did my granddad literally said? You have committed crimes in your life. Everybody, no matter how innocent you think they are, think you are, and they can lock you up for that if you piss them off. If you are a basic free thinker, they locked up the truck drivers. They locked up the people that didn't want to take the vaccine. They criticize the people that don't like LGBTQ. They beat up the people that don't agree with the religious Ram or Allah, depending on the country, wherever. It's all fucked up. So can you even really be free? I don't know, but I just want you to be aware from now on. And if you want to become somebody that can abuse this system to your favor, money and power is the answer. If you have money and power and influence, you can kill people, you can stab people, you can rob people, you can throw politicians in jail, you can do all sorts of things, man. Honestly, you can do all sorts of things. And if you don't wish to abuse the system, well, you can advocate against it and be extremely careful with your moves and live like that. Be quiet, don't piss the wrong people off, and be very extremely cautious. That's all for this video, man. I'm not sure if this video is really going to make sense for a lot of people, man, because it's a bit conspiracy theory, but I'm very paranoid about this, man. I get really pissed off when every time like fast tag happens or uh, I have to give my other card. Like, it's very scary stuff, man. So, because I've seen what's happened to other people, other innocent people that get put in jail for no reason or have their data tracked, this and that. We already know that Indian, Indian, and literally every government in the world has access to your phone if they wish to have if they wish to have it. They can track your calls. They can listen to you. They know what you're saying. They have everything recorded. It's not even a doubt. And that is the biggest secret that you will think that is not true unless when it comes to haunt you in the future. So be careful what you say on the phone, who you're talking to, how you're speaking. Always voice record certain things. Always record places wherever you're going. If you're with a girl, make sure you're recording that place, because these days, man, it's all fucked up, man. Literally, a girl can accuse you of random bullshit that she regrets now, 5 years later, 10 years later, and you can get into a lot of trouble with that. So be careful with that, man. I'm dragging this on now. Take care. I'll be posting more videos like this. Next video, I'm gonna post about the neat scam that is going on and my unique perspectives on it. I don't really give and my unique perspectives on it. So subscribe to the channel, and I'll be posting in a few days later, and I'll be posting after a few days. I'll see you in the next one, man. Take care.